So if you clicked onto this video, you are probably in the same boat as I am. You want to invest into overseas stocks like the US stocks without being charged with a hefty amount of fees. And we think about opening a Singapore bank account. So this is the right video just for you. Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Denis. And if you know about investing, if you want to invest into overseas stocks, if you invest it through Malaysian banks, it can be a little bit pricey, if you know what I mean. You can go ahead and download some commission-free trading broker app on the App Store, right? But those apps are not regulated in Malaysia. Therefore, we are trying to look for a regulated broker that have been existing around for like a couple of decades, and we try to go for somewhere safe and is insured by the government. And in this case, I'll be talking about how you can go ahead and open an interactive broker account soon after you open a CIMB account in Singapore, and because interactive broker is also regulated in Singapore. If you guys are interested in opening an interactive broker account, this is what you should be doing first to create a CIMB Singapore account. So let's just get straight into it, shall we? So the first thing you can do is go to Google and search cimb.com.my, and then go into this page where it says EcoSafe Savings and go ahead and click apply now for new customer only. Over here, a 3-step application, go ahead and select basic savings accounts, and then you can just ignore this one and then scroll all the way down and click start application. So over here, you guys can go ahead and fill in your personal details, check the I'm not robot, and then continue. Over here, you guys can go ahead and wait for your 6-digit OTP. Once you fill that in, we will be moving on to the next step. So over here, step 2 out of 3 about you, go ahead and fill in your personal details as well. For the mailing address, go ahead and set same as permanent address unless you are living in another place right now. So moving on to the race part, this is where I'm very against, which is to differentiate us between Bumi Putra, Chinese and Indian and others. Why can't we just have one option, and that is to Malaysian and others? I don't know, you tell me. So over here, you guys can go ahead and click continue, and then over here we have the employment details. For me, I'm a student, therefore I'll be selecting a student, and then go ahead and put in my university name if you are a student as well. If not, you guys can go ahead and fill in accordingly. So for the purpose and usage of the account, I'll go ahead and check savings, salary, investment, and for the source of funds, I go with savings, salary, and local investment proceed, foreign investment proceeds, because that is the ultimate goal that I want to set up my CIMB account for, which is to set it up in Malaysia and then Singapore, and then to go into interactive brokers. Over here, you guys can go ahead and click no unless you have been a politically exposed person, and then you guys can go ahead and check none of the above. Over here, just click no and then continue. So over here in the account summary, make sure to check all of your details, make sure they are all correct before you proceed to the next step. Once you're done checking your own personal information, you guys can go ahead and click proceed. And for that, you will be getting a reference number. And for this part, it is very important, go ahead and keep your reference number in your phone, whether if it's in a picture form or in a note form, because the banks will need it when you're trying to open up a bank account in the nearest CIMB branch to your place. So this is what it requires: your IC, your university card if you're a student, your employment letter if you're working, your utilities bill for customers with a different mailing address than the permanent address. So over here, Public Bank also provides you with a few branches near me, which is very beneficial, and you guys can go ahead and check out the nearest branch. Just registered my CIMB account at the branch. The entire process was not very fast, but it was not very long. It only took me about 1 hour and a half. So me and my brother, when we were leaving, right, the line was actually starting to fill up already. So there's one tip: if you guys want to open a CIMB account, try to reach as early as possible. We reached like I think 10 o'clock in the morning just now. So they will basically give you a paper to transfer a minimum of 20 ringgit into the CIMB account, and then open up the CIMB Clicks account so that you can open up a CIMB Singapore account and then start to transfer your money over. So I think that this process is not really that complicated. But let's just go back to the room or the studio to talk more about this. So after you've gone through all of the trouble to go ahead and open up an account at the CIMB branch, you guys can go ahead and go to Google and type in cimbclicks.com.my and go ahead and click register, as we are all new users at this point. And then go ahead and type in your credit or debit card number that the CIMB branch staff gave you, and then go ahead and type in your ATM PIN that you've set for yourself. You'll be getting a one-time activation code on your phone, so type that in, and then we continue on our journey as well. So over here, when it comes to registration, same thing, fill in your own ID and your own password, and then all of your own details as well. So for this part, enter your introducer's details. It is not very important. You guys can go ahead and leave it blank. I agree and submit. Here it says, congratulations, you have successfully registered as a CIMB Clicks user. So just like the stuff said earlier, after you've registered a CIMB Clicks account, you have to go ahead and transfer 20 ringgit to activate the account. So that is what I will be doing. So there we go. I've transferred 20 ringgit into my CIMB Malaysian account. So after you've successfully opened or activated your Malaysian CIMB account, what's left to do is to open up a CIMB Singapore Fast Saver account. So type in CIMB Fast Saver account, click this link, and then over here go ahead and click apply now and choose I am a new customer. Over here, of course, if you guys have a SingPass, then you guys can go ahead and click that one. For me, I do not have it, so I'll go ahead and proceed to complete the form manually. So over here, you guys can go ahead and fill in your personal details as well. And for the nationality, select Malaysian if you are a Malaysian, which is like me. And then you are not a Singapore PR, so just go ahead and click no. So for the mobile number, just go ahead and type +60 and your phone number. Check the terms and conditions. I am not a robot, and go ahead and start application. Moving on, for the account details, select individual and then singly. And for the purpose of the account, I will be selecting investment because I just want to be honest for once. And for the source of funds for initial deposit, I'll go ahead and put in accumulated savings because that is for me. Again, go ahead and fill up all of your personal details. So when it comes to is the above residential address stated on your ID document, I'll be checking yes, and mailing address, same as the residential address as well. So for the employment details, are you currently working, studying, or residing in Singapore? I'll go ahead and check no, and the employment status is student. For principal applicant, I will prefer SMS, text messages, and for the principal applicant, I am not a green card holder, so I will just go ahead and check no. So for my case, I'll go ahead and select Malaysia, and then text identification number or equivalent, I'll go ahead and check no. Because the account holder is otherwise unable to obtain TIN or equivalent number, for the explanation, I'll just go ahead and type it plain and simple. Go ahead and just put in student. So if you're a working adult and want to apply for this, you guys can go ahead and choose accordingly. And I assume that you need to submit certain BE forms or your employment status or your employment slips as well. Moving on, go ahead and submit your IC front and back. And then remember to check, I have both front and back of NRIC in one file. And then lastly, on this page, go ahead and sign, which I have a lot of troubles doing it. When I was doing it, it took me about 5 minutes just to get this one right. And after you've done it, click save and then go ahead and review and confirm. So right here, double check all of your personal information and details before you proceed. If everything is okay, just go ahead and click submit. So after waiting for a while, you guys will receive an application slip, CIMB Fast Saver, the account number and application reference number. Be sure to keep this one as well because you will need this later on. So after you've registered for a CIMB Fast Saver account, you will be receiving an email from CIMB itself with a locked PDF. And for that, you will be receiving a message on your phone as well with the password to access the PDF. So go ahead and type in your password and access the PDF. And then within the PDF, you guys can go ahead and double check all of the details to make sure they are all correct. So after that, you have to link your CIMB Singapore account into your CIMB Malaysian account. So for that, you guys can go ahead into CIMB Clicks in your Malaysian account. On the left, click Services and click Account Linking. And then go ahead and click Singapore Accounts. Type in your identification number or your passport number depending on which one you use to register a CIMB account. And then click Accept and Submit. Receive. Type in the TAC number and click Confirm. Accepted for processing. In my case, it only took up to 24 hours to get approved, but they did not send any notifications to me. Therefore, I only came to realize that 1 week later on. So I recommend you guys to go into CIMB Clicks and click the notification to check once every 24 hours if possible. So time for you to transfer your money from any of your bank accounts into your Singapore CIMB account. In this case, I definitely recommend all of you guys to use TransferWise as it has the cheapest rates compared to bank conversion rates. And it saves you a lot of money as well. So in this page, you guys can go ahead and see how much you are able to save up to versus the average bank. So the minimum amount that you have to bank into your CIMB Singapore account to get it activated is 1,000 Sing dollar. So definitely I'll be typing in 1,000 Sing dollar. And once that is done, I'll go ahead and click continue. Click myself. Type in your own details and choose CIMB Bank Berhad. And then fill in your account number. For the reason, I'll be going ahead with savings and then double check all of the information and make sure they are correct. For reference, you guys can go ahead and type in anything as you wish. Confirm and continue. So over here, leave it at pay with online banking. It arrives in seconds and you want your money fast. So for that, you guys can straight away go into continue with payment. So once you've done that, you guys can go back into the main page of TransferWise and you guys can see your history. For the first history, I've actually transferred 1,000 Sing dollars to my CIMB Singapore account. And for the rest of the two, they're just my personal mistakes. Therefore, I'll just leave it as it is. And you guys can also see that the last two transfers are way more expensive compared to the first transfer that I made. It is roughly about 10 ringgit plus. So the conversion rate also depends on when you're making that transfer as well. So once you've transferred 1,000 Sing dollars into your CIMB Singapore account, you'll be receiving an email saying that CIMB bank account activated, so that you know you're on the right track right now. So once you've done that, go ahead into cimbclicks.com.sg. The website looks ugly as hell, but that's not in our main concern right now. So be sure you guys are at the first time login section, fill in your details, and also fill in your activation code that will be sent to you through SMS as well. Go ahead and accept the terms and conditions and then click submit. So over here, you guys can choose SMS OTP and then wait for the code to be sent to your phone and then fill in the code and then click submit. Once you've done that, that's it. You are actually in your CIMB Singapore account already. So last but not least, what you have to do is to download CIMB Clicks Singapore app manually. Click into the app and go ahead and create your digital token, because this digital token will be needed in the future when you're making a transaction with the Singapore bank account itself. So be sure to remember it. Don't be like me, because I actually forgotten to register for a digital token at first. And voila, you now become a Singaporean already, sia. Oh wait, wrong accent. But on a serious note, you guys now have a CIMB bank account in Malaysia and a CIMB bank account in Singapore. And that brings you one step closer to opening up an interactive broker's account to invest regulatedly, if that's the English word. So if you're interested in knowing how to register an interactive broker account step by step, I will be covering that in the next video. So if you're interested in that video, definitely smash the like button on this video and subscribe so you know when the next video is going to come out. So with that being said, I hope you guys are staying safe, investing safe. See you in the next video.